Greetings, this is Sister Rebecca, aka Holly Hood, and today I'm going to talk about a subject that is not my usual, but it is indeed as important, if not more important, than my usual. As we know, we are in the last days and times. The enemy is working overtime to get people to turn away from God and to serve Him. One of the methods that's being used, and it's being used all over the place, is seduction. The purpose of seduction is to create soul ties. Now, you may note in a lot of advertisement, this has been a long known tool of selling. Sex sells. So they use attractive people, excuse me, they use sexual innuendo, and they use things that they feel will draw the consumer into wanting to be like, to feel like, or to have like whatever the image is in the advertisement. So if they use a beautiful woman to sell shampoo, then other women who see the advertisement will believe that they're seduced into thinking that this shampoo will make them look as alluring as the model that's in the advertisement. They use energetic young people in advertisements for different types of energy foods and products and vitamins to seduce people looking at this into thinking that they too will have this vitality regardless of their age or condition. But all they have to do is buy this product and they will feel the same way and be able to do the same things that the people in the advertisement are doing. So you get the idea. Well, it goes a lot deeper than that, because some of you have actually fallen victim to those who now inhabit the Jezebel spirit. The enemy has put many people in our path whose sole job is to destroy us, is to drag us into hell. And one of the ways that they are able to do this is when they create soul ties. Now, Paul used the term bewitched to describe the demonic influence of soul ties. Paul wrote, "O foolish Galatians, who hath bewitched you that ye should not obey the truth, before whose eyes Jesus Christ hath been evidently set forth crucified among you?" And you can find that in Galatians 3:1. Bewitched is the Greek term for the word is the term for the Greek word baskanio, which means to be charmed with words. Just as the strange woman used flattering words to capture its victim, so do these Jezebel seducing spirits. To deliver thee from the strange woman, even from the stranger which flattereth with her words. Proverbs 2:16. For the lips of a strange woman drop as honeycomb, and her mouth is smoother than oil. Proverbs 5:3. And why wilt thou, my son, be ravished with a strange woman, and embrace the bosom of a stranger? Proverbs 5:20. To keep thee from the evil woman, from the flattery of the tongue of a strange woman. Proverbs 6:24. That they may keep thee from the strange woman, from the stranger which flattereth with her words. Proverbs 7:5. The spirit of Jezebel cannot deceive you excuse me, without seduction. It has to seduce you first. To accomplish that goal, she will use several spirits in her network, including the seducing spirit. So it's not only limited to the seducing spirit, but it's inclusive of it. There are several demonic spirits mentioned in Scripture. In Acts 19:15, they talk about the evil spirits. There's the spirit of divination in Acts 16:16, the spirit of infirmity in Luke 13:11, and then a dumb spirit, one without speech, in Mark 9:17. And finally, there's an unclean spirit in Mark 1:23. So, and the seducing spirit, or the spirit of error, is actually discussed even more thoroughly in Timothy 4:1. So you can look all of these things up and see that this is not, the weapons of our warfare. They're not carnal, but they're mighty through God, through the pulling down of strongholds. And one of the biggest strongholds in this day and time is sex. There are people who have absolutely lost their minds to get sex, to find places where they can enjoy sexual activity. There are many husbands who have been lured away from good homes, and they spend their money and their time in strip clubs. They're addicted to these places, and they can't stay away. That is a soul tie. They are tied to the Jezebel spirit that is inhabited within these clubs. Now, the spirit of Jezebel, it looks for something in you to operate. So if how a person thinketh in their heart, that's how they are. So if you're already walking around, your libido is always, on, and you're always seeking, you're like the horn dog, you're just looking, then that gives the spirit of Jezebel something to operate on. It latches on to what's already in you. And in order to create the soul tie, it must first seduce you. This Jezebel spirit, it knows how to feed you. It will feed you with compliments. It will do whatever it takes to build a relationship with you. And then it takes advantage of all your flaws and your weaknesses. And as you continue in this soul-tied relationship, you will begin to feel that you cannot live without it, and that you need it to be successful. And that is when you are trapped. That's part of the trap. This doesn't happen overnight. The control is little by little and bit by bit. It beats you down a little at a time. And at some point, you will feel like you don't have any value, and you will completely turn your back on anything worthwhile. This spirit that is behind the soul tie, it sucks the life out of you, and it makes you want to give up and quit. And this is why many people, when they are out of a relationship, they say to themselves, and maybe even to the person, I cannot live without you. Because that is that spirit of Jezebel that has implanted this soul sexual tie in you that makes you think you cannot live without it. And this is why also that the Bible speaks clearly about fornication, because you have now let the spirit of this thing in you. So it's there. And how do you get it out? Well, there's a verse in the Bible. It says that this spirit cometh out only through prayer and fasting. The Jezebel spirit is an unholy network, and its total sole purpose is to destroy you, is to kill you, in spirit and sometimes literally. There have been many people who have actually killed themselves over what they perceived as love, which was not love. It was actually this spirit of seduction. Prayer and fasting, it's the most difficult thing. It's one of the most difficult things you can do, and it's one of the easiest things you can do. We become accustomed to things. We become accustomed to waking up every day. We become accustomed to bathing. We become accustomed to eating. There's not much in this life that we can show God our appreciation or give to the Lord that He doesn't already have. However, fasting is one of these things that we can do. And by doing it, we are saying to the Lord that we honor you. We want to stay connected to you. We want to have our soul and our body and our mind and our spirit clean and pure for you. And thus we do this for you. And by doing it, especially when we enter the elements of prayer as well, it becomes our gift to God. And in return, we can get our needs addressed. There have been people that I've had to pray out of my life. There will be people that you will have to pray out of your life, especially the stronger their hooks are in you. Believe me, it works. But you've got to be diligent, and you've got to be strong, and you've got to be patient. Because just like it didn't come overnight, it was many years. I went from one soul tie to the other. And so it was many years of these soul ties coming in one form or another. When one person left, usually there was another one not far behind. I used to tell people that never worry about having a man because they were like buses. The minute one leaves, the next one soon follow. And sure enough, that was the case in much of my adult life. Even up until recently, I have fell victim to seductive spirits and seductive spirits. And they came in the form of this man type that I was attracted to, that I couldn't get myself out of this box. And so I know I have to stay in prayer for this. Because even now, if I see that type walk by, and I will turn my head, or I'll look, and I may entertain a thought. But I have to bind it, because it's not of God. And the outside of the person does not tell you what the inside contains. So my thing to you people, and I'm going to wind this up now because I don't want to keep belaboring the same issue, but my thing to you is that if you are in a soul tie relationship, you need to get out, because the whole purpose of it is to destroy you. And if you don't realize it sooner, later it may be too late. So start praying, start fasting, and ask God, ask Him, am I in a soul tie with this person? You know, because some of you are married to the Jezebel spirit, literally and figuratively. So that's it for today. Thank you so much. God bless you, and we'll speak again soon.